brings some pressure off the edge here, and Harris. Fournette sneaks right past him. Harris knows he's in trouble. Good block out front by Geineke, and off we go. So these two great quarterbacks come out smoking early.
Revving up, and as I said, Brady's got his receiving stars back. Julio Jones returns to the lineup. Mike Evans, the one-game suspension. That's the matchup. Steve Spagnuolo, the defensive coordinator.
Interception right here.
Brady looking sideline, and he's complete to his tight end. Hammer break for a first down. 34-yard line. Pickup of 11.
One of the problems that the Buccaneers have had this season is a decent day by Braid last week. 5 catches in that one. I think he's getting back in gear as well.
There are the numbers of the Bucs tight ends.
Oh, yeah. Look, that's a rookie.
The rookie back to the first round.
I said that first.
Comes in to make the play. Loss of 4.
Watch Karlaftis. He's going to see the pullers go out, and he's just going to trail right behind him. Just no way to cut him off. You're talking about a guy with a motor. He just goes and goes. The Energizer Bunny, that guy there, he's going to end up with a lot of sacks on pure hustle plays alone.
2nd and 14. Brady stands and throws, and he's complete across the middle. Chris Godwin. He's at the 30-yard line to the 29-yard line. We see them early in the opener against Dallas. Made it through the first half, hurt his hamstring. First time back since then.
Yeah, and when Brady's at his best is when he's able to work the middle of the field. And the guy that works the middle of the field for Tom Brady is that guy right there, Chris Godwin. And, of course, he went out on Dallas. We saw him opening night. Got hurt. Good to have him back in the action again. He makes a big difference, not just receiving, but blocking as well.
Get him.
Open space, powering through. The shot set, trying to pull the ball away. Until everybody else came to help him. It's a gain of a couple of yards, and on 4th down, Tampa Bay will kick the field goal. At least try to with Ryan Suckup.
Steve Spagnuolo, the defensive coordinators, trying to flash the blitz here, and they had a lot of success with getting the ball out quickly to Fournette in space last week. Really nice job that time by Rashad Fenton, tying up the big man until help got there.
3rd year at the Bucs, former Chiefs kicker Ryan Suckup. 8 of 9 on the season. This
Miss it. He made it. All right, we'll be back after the break.
On the field when you come back. Mahomes and Tom Brady growing up. They are all grown up. Fundamental both them, both excited, great respect shared from their days in the AFC when the Patriots were meeting the Chiefs, and then on through the two meetings that we heard as a Buccaneer and a Chief.
The one thing the Kansas City Chiefs hated, though, going back and watching that Super Bowl tape, you can tell it was a good watch for every single one of them.
The rookie punter out of Georgia, Jake Camarda, kicks. The rookie return man for the Chiefs is Isaiah Pacheco. And they want to see what he will for TD. Pacheco trying to get across the 20. He does, and he stopped around the 21, and that is where the Chiefs offense takes over. Patrick Mahomes to second. Clyde Elair, LSU. Juju Smith-Schuster, USC. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, Lakewood Vegas Spartans. McCole Hartman, Georgia. Travis Kelce. UC University. Jotini, North Carolina State. Creed Humphrey, Oklahoma. Smith, Tennessee. Andrew Wiley, Eastern Michigan. This crew is on fire in the opener against Arizona, scored 44 points. They've combined for 44 points in the two games after that.
You're the best french fries I've had.
See a lot of that with Kelce. We see a lot of that with him. First down to the 33-yard line. Gain of a dozen.
Last time Patrick Mahomes was here, he didn't look quite this quick, did he, playing the game? Because this is what Mahomes does so well. He buys time, then he's looking to throw.
Oh my God, did you see that, bro? He threw it right behind that dude's hip. Look. Oh my God. That nigga is crazy.
Sidearm sling to Kelce. Here's another one.
One more toe.
Trying to use his speed on the air. Takes 4 or 5 to try and Schleich and Devin White to tackle. Let's meet all of the Tampa defense.
Rocky, Nunez, Roches, Belize, Philadelphia, UW, William Ghostin, Detroit Southeastern, Joe Tryon, Washington, Devin White, Eli Stables, LSU, Devontae Davis, Community College, Antoine Winfield Jr., Minnesota, Mike Edwards, Kentucky, Carlton Davis, Auburn.
Secondary been very good.
You know about that Travis? Another first down.
Over again, but too late. Kelce on fire early here. First down for Kansas City as he's 3 for 3 with targets tonight.
Fairly conservative approach so far for Todd Bowles defensively. He is Florida strong, but he is so far not bringing the pressure. Notorious for sending a lot of different people from a lot of different levels. We haven't seen Devin White with 3 sacks. We haven't seen Levante David with 1 sack from the linebacker spot, or Antoine Winfield off the edge line.
He was marked just short of the first down. It's 3rd and inches. The Chiefs want to get the right personnel in there, and Kansas City's going to take a timeout. Ball marked just shy of the 43-yard line.
Well, Andy, want to take a look at that?
Nah. Damn right he do, nigga. The fuck?
All right, so it's 3rd and short.
All right, we're going to take a little break. I'll be right back.
This is looking right. should be going to break right here was dead on. Left knee down, ball side of the yard line, which through the first down awaits the Chiefs. So it's 30 less to go. And Edwards-Helaire is the back.
Easy.
Goes to Mahomes and trying to get away from it.
Oh! First down.
For the first down. The pressure was there.
Damn, this nigga about got set.
Mahomes twisted around and the first down.
First of all, it's amazing Carlton Davis didn't knock the ball out of Mahomes' hand. Watch this. He's going to swat right at it, pull it down, go into the ground, flip a wobbler out there for a first down. Well, of course he did. There's Patrick Mahomes. What a play.
He's thrown 5 passes, completed them all. 3 of them have had some style to it. First down, Mahomes. How lucky he's going to throw it in the dirt here. The Bucs were all over that.
It's so difficult to really establish a running game against this Buccaneers defense. So what you have to do is use it almost as a jab, right? You just got to keep throwing the jab out there to make sure that they're still playing tight in there. But so far what we've seen out of the Bucs is they've really been playing the pass almost exclusively in this game.
Come on, Patrick, throw it downfield. Go. There you go.
Kelsey again has the ball pulled out as he's pulled down, and it's recovered by the Bucs, but it's ruled incomplete here on the field. The ruling is incomplete.
Going on the field, they can pass. Go down.
Let's take a peek. Never had it. As the NFC Defensive Player of the Month, Devin White, was right on him right away.
Now you're third and long. Let's see if the strategy changes. Here the linebackers all up around the line of scrimmage.
Mahomes stuck in Jarrett McKinnon's the back. Linebackers don't come
First down and more. Look at that. 3 people. It's 3 people right there. He still caught it. Look. You're doing it.
So you're going to get the
Look, there's 3 people right there, man.
which means these guys have to go that way to cover up, and it's going to create some space out here for Travis Kelce. Anytime that linebacker has to go from the far side in that disguised blitz look, there's always an opportunity opposite.
Rookie Isaiah Pacheco now in the back. The tight end with Noah Gray, they run that way, and here is Pacheco.
Woo!
Pacheco out of Rutgers, good run. About 8 yards before Levante did.
And he ready, bro. He's like a horse.
You ever have a conversation with somebody and you feel like they're
Look,
hiding a
look,
little
look,
secret from you? You kind of talk to the Kansas City Chiefs about Pacheco, and they're like, yeah, pretty good. Is that the same guy that ran 4.38 and that weighs 215 pounds? Yeah, you know, he might have a little chance with this.
Bro,
There's always a smile.
nice.
I really think they believe he has star power.
Got a couple of rookies, Sky Moore and Isaiah Pacheco. First quarter of the season, now maybe we'll see it more.
What you got, Mahomes? There you go.
You see why Devin White has been the player of the month in the NFC on defense. He's fast, he's quick, Chris. We see him everywhere.
Yeah, his mate was in there rushing, and Levante David and Devin White on the back end of that thing in coverage. So these guys pretty interchangeable. As a general rule, you'd rather have David as the defender and Devin White as the rusher, but not a general rule.
3rd and 1. Get it. Oh, yeah. I was down. Damn, bro.
20 yards, and the Chiefs are back in the red zone.
Interesting play by Joe.
We got about a 20-yard game right there.
Come down and get the double team, get tripped up, dive towards the linebacker, Devin White, and get just enough of him. Football ain't always pretty, man.
Hey, he slapped his head down like, get the fuck out of me.
That was a great acquisition.
Look, I got a new idea. So now if I put it in the wall, put it in this line. See?
From New England, second year here.
Yeah. Dog, man. Oh, Mahomes with the keeper. Why you keep walking in front of the TV? You trying to get shot?
Yards, the ex New England Patriots Logan
What?
Ryan was the one coming towards Mahomes to knock him down.
Watch Joe Tryon Shoyinko. He's the
Hey, Chiefs gonna score again, bro. 14-3.
His ball and Shoyinko is flying out of there. That was too easy.
It'll be 14-3.
Path, too. Just be pulling him along the way.
4-yard line.
Taking the direct
Touchdown right here. Travis Kelce again. Touchdown. Oh my God. That little ass nigga doing that shit.
McKinnon took the direct snap. One back gives it to another. And the Chiefs have scored touchdowns on their first 2 drives tonight.
That little ass nigga doing that shit. 25. Look at 25.
Best right there. An outstanding young center and Creed Humphrey, Joe Tooney we just talked about.
Little nigga.
And the pile just kept moving into the end zone.
Little nigga.
A little face mask involved there.
Very close to be on a Wednesday. In Kansas City, when Andy Reid presents the red zone plays, there's always some cool wrinkle in there, you know?
Travis Kelce says best day of the week.
14-3 Chiefs. I'm gonna take a break when they take a break. See you later.
Not a lot of damage right in the Tampa area proper. So different to our south. Very fortunate here. All right, let's meet the Kansas City defense.
George Karlaftis, Purdue.
Derek Knighty, Florida State.
Chris Jones, Mississippi State. Frank Clark, Michigan. Nick Bolton, Frisco Lone Star High School. Darius Harris, Middle Tennessee State. Jarius Sneed, Louisiana Tech. Jalen Watson, Washington State. Juan Thornhill, Virginia. Justin Reed, Stan U. Rashawn Fenton, South Carolina.
We just went those DBs. Sneed is the only starter who played in the Super Bowl 20 months ago. This Kansas City defense really reworked in a lot of ways since the last time they were in this stadium. Brady taking over from the 25 at Fournette. He's strung out and brought down. Lost maybe a yard or two on that one. You see Chris Jones. He's been around here for a long time.
They have to have special ways to go block, and this time they're going to turn back to center to try and go get him here. But he is going to be the key for the Buccaneers tonight. You have to find a way to contain him if you're going to beat Kansas City. Fantastic player, great interview, funny guy. We learned pigs don't sweat, a lot of different things. No more milkshakes.
And he's telling all the differences. Of course, he got the flag in the game against Indianapolis for bouncing off with Matt Ryan that kept a game-winning drive a lot for the Colts. Brady's pass to Cameron Brady. That's incomplete, and Darius Harris, that linebacker spot. They're on coverage, and we've got third down coming up quickly for Tampa.
Darius Harris out there. He's sort of the fill-in for Willie Gay, who's been suspended, and he just keeps making plays out there for Kansas City.
Andy Reid knew he'd be a great player, right?
He didn't even know his name. Just like me when I turned on the tape.
Second game with a 4-game suspension for violations of the personal conduct policy for Willie Gay. Third down, Brady throws, going to have to get it with Gay attempts to the catch, and he's not going to do it. Pulled down by that secondary we talked about. So the good coverage with Jerry Sneed over there and Fenton. And it's a quick 3-and-out for the Buccaneers.
They just have to find a way to start working the ball down the field to some extent. I mean, and Mike Evans is that guy. Mike Evans is the guy that is the big play guy. The rest of them, Godwin underneath, Gage underneath. You know, you might get Cameron Brate a little bit, Julio Jones we haven't seen yet. But they need something to stretch this defense.
DJ Camarda, second of 4 punters drafted this year. Sky Moore, the rookie, is back deep to receive. That big leg with good hang time. 50-yard kick. Fair caught. Back to the 17-yard line by Sky Moore. Long field coming.
Taking a break.
Brady,
Right back.
That's exactly what happened in the Packers game here last week. A flag down and Edwards-Helaire runs for 3 yards. Tampa gave up 14 points on the first 2 drives and nothing the rest of the game to Aaron Rodgers and the Packers.
Winning a formation. Offense. Number 11, cover number 87. 5-yard penalty. Receive first down.
Bill Vinovich, who's working a couple of Super Bowls with the call. Marquez Valdez-Scantling covered up Kelsey.
And Logan Ryan, the safety, he's done such a nice job coming in, sort of the veteran of the bunch, just went off the field. And so now John O'Neill comes in number 22 as they go to the nickel.
Holmes to the 13 against the 4-man rush. T.T. Smith-Schuster. Steeler takes it to the 26-yard line. So how are you going to replace the big plays of Tyreek Hill? Well, they brought in T.T. Smith-Schuster. They brought in Marquez Valdez-Scantling. It's a different receiving core now.
It is, but I think this is what they miss with Tyreek Hill the most, is his ability to catch short passes and turn them into big plays. Because everybody's playing those soft shell coverages. Even last year was hard for Tyreek Hill to get behind anybody.
Noah Gray, the tight end in motion. Moved to the left of Mahomes. Slings stupid coming to his left. It's such a natural throw to Kelsey, and it is a Kansas City
First down.
first down.
It was funny to hear Mahomes talking about moving to the left. He's actually more comfortable throwing to the left because he gets his hips out of the way going that way. And he says, when I go to the right, I just throw with all heart. But you can see a little hip whip. Everybody does that better.
Yeah, and you saw Kelsey kind of motion to the sideline, turn himself out as he got supposed to get around there after that reception. He's on the bench, final minute of this quarter. Mahomes in the middle again, and takes himself down by Lavonte David. And my training staff talking to Kelsey.
That's a big deal. Okay, Tyreek Hill not here, but you can't lose both those guys because last year was a 2-man game. It really was. Like, we're going to one of those 2 guys most of the time. The one positive, I guess, if there is one, is they've been distributing the ball across the field to many more receivers this year than what they did in the past.
23 seconds left. There's the pitch. Isaiah Pacheco on the edge. There's some of that speed and power as he gets it across the 40-yard line. He's up shy of the first down. We'll see if the Chiefs squeeze one more play in before the end of the quarter.
On the radio, they're looking for answers, and so far, Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes have had all of them. This is a tremendous start to the football game for the Chiefs.
An important 3rd and 2 for the Tampa defense. When we start the second quarter, Mahomes coming over to Andy Reid to find play on that call sheet. Great start for the Chiefs. Early turnover on the opening kickoff and a touchdown drive. As
And on the first quarter.
15-3 after 1 quarter.
Taking a break.
From Tampa.
I'll be back when the game starts back.
games have been tough for you defensively. How do you keep them out of the end zone?
Well, the start could have been tough, but we should have made the play on the second play. We blew a routine coverage. We just got to buckle down and play situational football and play hard.
And what about offensively? 3 points on the board. How do you get things going?
We got to win on first down. You know, we can't have second and longs and third and longs. We got to do better on first down.
Thanks, Tom.
All right, Melissa, thank you. Thanks to Todd Bowles. Just 2 first downs for the Buccaneers and 53 yards. Quarter control on the Chiefs. They start the second with 3rd and 2. Kelsey back in the game. 5 catches in the first quarter. Mahomes taking off, and he will get the first down. And moving up to the 48-yard line. So Mahomes keeps it, and it's first down number 8 on the game for Kansas City.
One of the things they did in the Super Bowl was not spy anybody in the middle of the field. But when you have a 4-man rush, there are going to be 2 wide open lanes. And when it's 3rd and short, and you have a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes, it's like stealing.
Remember that Super Bowl, the offensive line is compromised. Mahomes' toe was really banged up. First down, deep shot, down the middle of the field.
Woo! Let's go! Let's go! Fuck that shit. Let's go. Scanlon's deep for a 40-yard pass, nigga. Let's get it. Chiefs gonna score again. Oh my God.
Right past it. And that's exactly what happened with Marquez Valdez-Scantling. You try to disguise that guy out there playing, and he has to get to that deep safety position, and really you just cannot expect Levante David.
Boy, Scanlon look good out there. Chiefs gonna score again, baby. 21-3.
The 16-yard line, Isaiah Pacheco running to the line.
Isaiah!
David got it first, but that is the straight Pacheco. Got through the initial contact all the way down to the 8-yard line.
One of the guys that probably misses the fewest tackles is Levante David. Watch him shoot through the gap here and think that he has him. But look at that athleticism by Pacheco. That little wry smile that I got, I'm starting to understand.
Chiefs gonna score again. Oh, man.
79 yards already for Kansas City. Kelsey, slow motion.
Touchdown! Oh, he dropped it! He dropped it. He dropped the fucking touchdown pass. Scanlon, come on, baby.
We got a hand on that one or not. Let's take a look.
Oh. Oh, he got tipped twice. Okay, I'll give you that. We got tipped twice. But it still hit your hands, bro. Come on. First down. There we go.
2-yard line. He caught 5 in the first quarter, more than any first quarter in his 131 NFL regular season games. And that 6th catch has him knocking on the door again.
Yeah, and because they brought the backside Devin White to try and get a little pressure on him, it just created too much space in there for Levante David to try and cover Travis Kelce in that space.
Let's go,
With
bro.
the yardage he has tonight, 59 yards. He passes Rob Gronkowski, top 5 most receiving yards by a tight end in NFL history. First and goal for the Chiefs. On fire in this first half. Flip it out, and McKinnon couldn't run under it. Penalty marker down. And it's in the end zone.
Interesting to see if they're going to get Juju.
Holy moly. Defense number 35. That's the next Super Bowl.
You get Jamel Dean of the Buccaneers.
It had to be one or the other. They were going at it pretty good down there, and I couldn't tell if the official might consider that a pick of some kind. Did not consider it a hold on Dean. We're going to try and stake him out here. So here's all the contact in here. That was called a hold.
Chiefs going up 21-3.
Closer on the 1-yard line. It's McKinnon inside with Kelsey blocking for him. And the Buccaneers stand up, loss of a yard as the linebackers, Devin White and Levante David, try to stop this Chiefs momentum.
Like we're seeing a lot of this pulling and sort of gap scheme stuff because they've got these three monsters inside here, and so they're blocking down on them and then going around the pack to try and get in the end zone.
73, think I was ready. He's reported as an eligible receiver. You never know with these guys.
She's going to score now.
Mahomes escaping on the move. Mahomes stops, spins.
Oh my God! No way! Bro, come here. Look at this shit. Look at this shit, bro. Look at this fucking shit. How?
Stop it. You're not allowed to play football at this level.
Bro, how are you flipping the fucking touchdown like that? Look.
Playing in the backyard with all the kids, and they can't.
Look at this flip. He's spinning on this dude, right? Ooh, come here.
And now
Watch
he's
this flip.
the receiver
Let me flip it to him.
and the little.
Any part of your body is hanging there around the line of scrimmage.
Dude, I ain't never seen no shit like that, bro.
You're still considered eligible to throw the pass. The flip to Edwards-Helaire there.
Oh, he did not like watching that Super Bowl tape. You can see it in his eyes, and he has brought his A game out here tonight.
That's crazy. Z, boy. 21-3. Chiefs.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers had given up 20.
Coming back when the game came back home.
21 in less than 20 minutes.
Shit.
Game-worn items support the American Red Cross's relief efforts as well. You can also visit redcross.org/NFL or text the word Ian to 90999. Make a $10 donation for war to help those in need. But Tom Brady, we've been in need of a supporting cast here over the last couple of weeks that's consistent. Let's just look at the wide receivers for a minute. Opening night in Dallas, you had Doc, who got injured in the game. Julio Jones, Sam, Mike Evans had 5 catches for 71 yards. Then they go to New Orleans. Evans was ejected from that game. Rashad Perriman came along, but he's inactive tonight. Mike Evans was suspended for that Packer game. Cole Beasley came in, signed midweek. He's active for tonight. Russell Gage at the biggest game. Who's going to answer the call for Tom now? Around the backfield, it's shot right. That fumble on the opening kickoff. This is what they've been keeping at. It's an 11-yard gain for Rashad White. Chris, that part of it, it just hasn't been a complete cast for Brady to operate with so far.
Well, and the guy that we thought he was going to be giving the ball to is Mike Evans, but so far very conservative on the back end are the Chiefs. And why not? Now they've got this lead, but we were also here when they had facing this kind of deficit against the Rams. I saw him in the Super Bowl in that game. You just don't count this guy out.
Number 36 looking deeper down. There it is, Chris. And it is Evans. Taking it to the 34-yard line. And he was 30. Like you knew it was coming.
Well, you're going to play that split safety. You know it's coming eventually. So they go down the field. And so what do? You put your best. Typically, this might have been Gronkowski. He's not around anymore. So let's send our next big animal down the field and make another great play like that. He is just a fantastic player. And I tell you, Tom Brady from the beginning has said that guy is going to be a part of my life forever. He just loves him.
And Evans came over to the sideline, twisting his back as he took that hit from the 34. Brady and underneath Cameron Great. First down for the tight end at Harvard. 24-yard line. The Buccaneers offense kicking up some pace.
Sometimes you just have to get Brady's attention, right? And all of a sudden he looks up at that board and he goes, okay, let's go. Let's forget all this other stuff. Let's just go to work. We've been here before.
In addition to the changing wide receiver core, there's been 3 different starters at left tackle for the start of the season. Donovan Smith back in there tonight. Brady goes back to the shot.
Sack.
Pressure, got rid of it. Incomplete in the middle. There's no eligible receiver in the area there. Let's see what happens. As Tristan Wirfs, the right tackle, was slow to get up.
Not even close. Their best offensive lineman out there. That would be a tough one to overcome.
He's back in there. He's got every snap so far. No conversation amongst the officials. I don't know if that ball was deflected at all. There was no eligible receiver. Where Brady threw it, and he was in the pocket in his second attempt. 34. Brady throws to the shot right again, and right here to Martin. The 13-yard line. Looks like it'll be a first down for Tampa Bay, and they get into the red zone.
Really good job by the inside slot receiver. I think it was Evans getting vertical there, seeing the man coverage, and then just being able to pick off that backer in man coverage and Nick Bolton. So you'll see Evans get up the field, just distract a little bit, and create some space. Smart players out there.
Bucs' 14th quarter of the season, just their 6th red zone trip. Brady returns to the end zone. It's hold on. Great catch for the touchdown.
We're going to score right back, and we'll get the ball back. Good.
Impressive response. 6 plays.
Impressive.
End zone stud. And here they go, right down the middle of that safety. Look, he knows he's going to get hit. He knows it. He doesn't care. He makes the play. He's one of the great receivers in the glance off. Tremendous play by Evans.
On Thornhill laid a link to that safety position. Mike Evans holds on. Ryan Suckup to tighten this one. 21-10. Good start to this one here in Tampa.
Back after the break.
Throws his 4th touchdown of the year. No one. Buccaneers hits impact he made. Tyreek Hill with the Kansas City Chiefs, those deep balls, 20-plus yards, 70. Most of the NFL when he was with the Chiefs. So how do you go about replacing those numbers? Well, so far through the first 3 weeks, fifth fewest 20-plus yard balls downfield in the league, so they're spreading it out. A half dozen different players with touchdown catches through 3 weeks. That's the most in the NFL. And on the last drive, 7 different Kansas City Chiefs touched the ball. So it's a different feel to this offense. It's been so good so far. 3 drives, 3 touchdowns. The Bucs have to answer. Camarda's kick. With a return. Pacheco across the 20. Bounces to the outside. He gets to the 26-yard line. Here's Melissa.
My Juju Smith-Schuster told me this week it is awesome to have an offensive-minded coach in Andy Reid. He has learned more in these last few months in Kansas City than he did in all 5 years in Pittsburgh. He said Reid makes you see the whole field. He answers the why. He gets you to understand how to read defenses. And he said one of the coolest things that Reid does before every game, he says, just let your personality out. He said there's nothing better than a coach could say.
Yeah, Travis Kelce told us that too. That's what keeps it fresh for Andy too. This is 408th NFL game, regular and postseason combined. Edwards-Helaire, touchdowns on his last 2 touches. Flag takes it for 7 yards out to the 32-yard line. Very good run to open this 4th drive for Kansas City.
Yeah, and I tell you, they have been running it well enough. Tom Brady over there going, man, that felt good. Just, it looked like a Tom Brady drive again, like they knew they just had to open it up. But so far, the Kansas City Chiefs have run it well enough to force the Bucs inside to open up some opportunities down the field.
They run 74 yards so far. Mahomes incomplete behind Juju Smith-Schuster. He's hanging around the 45-yard line. Well, 3rd down coming up here. Around halfway through this second quarter. You see the Chiefs on 3rd down. The struggles they had last week against Indianapolis after their struggles in the first 2 games. And then it's the 3rd and shorts. They've been perfect tonight.
Those linebackers up if they choose pressure.
Kelce Walker's on the side, 1st down to the 39-yard line. And Justin Watson and Juju Smith-Schuster, 2 big receivers, to help clear the path for the big tight end.
You see it all over the league. When these 2 linebackers walk up, it means there's no support from those speedsters on the outside. So many quarterbacks that just raise up and throw it to one of their best and convert the 1st down as a good catch.
Yeah. 8 targets, 7 catches for Kelce in a quarter and a half.
Go, boy. Go, boy. Go, boy.
Priest pulled down. There's the face mask flag coming from the back. Put down at the 42-yard line. And from the back,
Extra 15 yards. Chiefs going to score again.
Might have been a horse collar.
Personal foul. Horse collar tackle. Defense number 94. 15-yard penalty. Automatic 1st down.
All right, sir. Carl Nassib. That's a tough way down on the jersey there on the nameplate. And pulls him down.
It's the same thing, though, right? You can see why they had to make that rule in that, the face mask yanks you down one way and that did the other way. We saw a lot of injuries come from that. It's a good rule.
And even though it's not inside the shoulder pads, that nameplate area in the pull down, gets the flag and takes it to the 43-yard line. And here is Isaiah Pacheco, very busy.
Oh, my God. What?
Yards.
That nigga is ready, bro.
Round of the draft.
I'm telling you.
I don't know.
Isaiah is ready.
I'm real sure. But that was a nice
He
block
is
on the
ready.
other side, too. But you're starting to see a running back with confidence. It's usually the lateral movements that show they're starting to get into a game. And it's so hard as a backup running back to come in and run one play and sit out for a quarter and come back. You're starting to see what Pacheco can do with steady carries here.
Second one, Smith-Schuster with the motion after Pacheco tracked down from behind by Shaq Barrett. And his 9 years, went to a couple of Pro Bowls, won a couple of Super Bowls. Good player for Tampa off the edge at the start of this season.
He's their best pass rusher. You're going to see why here. Watch the speed. They don't even block him. That's how confident they are. They can just run past him.
I've been in here forever.
But so can Barrett.
Starting with Denver for 4. And then over here with the Buccaneers.
Who's that?
52 yards. Edwards in the kicker. Run for it. He stopped. Terrific play by Keanu Neal. We said Logan Ryan was in the lineup in his first half. And Keanu Neal, the veteran who's been with Atlanta and Dallas last year.
Hey, go for it, Anna Reed. Go for it. Go for it, Anna Reed.
If he has a strength, that's it right there. Big hitter. Running back goes backwards on the play. Gives this Bucs defense a chance. Now they bring in all the big defensive linemen to try and make a stand.
Come on, Chief, get this. No. Come on, Chief, get this 4th down, bro. You need it. Get it. Oh, he got it. Oh, he dropped it. He fucking dropped it. Oh my God, he dropped the ball. Oh man, that's so annoying.
Arsenal 7-0-1 out of the gate. They'll take on Liverpool, Premier League mornings, next Sunday on USA. Of course, the Glazers family owns Manchester United and the Manchester Derby. They had a very tough day today. City was up 4-0 at half, won 6-3. Justin Reed back in the game for Kansas City. Cole Beasley in for the Buccaneers. Brady pressure, lost the
Oh yeah! Chiefs, get it back! Chiefs, get it back!
for Kansas City.
Brady got smacked. Brady's down. Nah, he got knocked down. He lost the ball. We got a sack, fumble. He got smacked though. Watch this. He got smacked. And he fumbled. And we got the ball back. Oh, Larry, you better be happy. Blah! And we got the ball back.
The guy who just has been so good in the slot. comes up with a massive play here just when it really felt like all the momentum had switched.
I had a feeling we were going to get the ball back because Alera's supposed to cut that easy ball, man. It was 4th down.
Forced a fumble. They didn't recover that one. Well, that's his 3rd sack of the year. He had 3 sacks the first couple of years of his career. And Mahomes gets the ball right back in great field position to Edwards-Helaire. What was that, his 3rd touchdown of the game? Play a moment ago. Now he's got it back in the red zone.
I didn't see him. You gotta let me know when he's coming.
Didn't see it coming off.
I can read his
Didn't
lips.
see it coming.
I didn't see it coming, bro. You gotta let me know, man.
But L'Jarius Sneed's been doing that. He has
The
been one of
Sneed
the
is
real
nasty, bro.
surprise stars for this Kansas City defense. And playing that slot position has made him so dangerous as a pass rusher.
Scott,
Hey.
17-yard line.
No. No.
You have it in there.
Everybody covered. Sudden change situation. Field goal out would be really good for Tampa's defense.
And Orlando Brown's in a tough spot here. He's had a few physical ailments this year. And I tell you, Shaq Barrett may be gaining momentum over there on that side. Let's see if they leave him there. They do. If they found the matchup they like.
Jarek McKinnon goes to the top of the screen.
Come on, Mahomes. Make your magic. Work your magic, Mahomes.
That way, too.
Work your magic, boy. There you go. Work your magic. There you go. 1st down. Work your magic. I'm telling you, like what I told Britton, bro, like in the NFL, bro, who you see carrying the team? Who got to do good for the team?
Yeah,
Bro?
but what he sees is that he wants to score. That's what carries the team. He doesn't see it because he's a child. He didn't get it.
The great ones know by a feel when they're out of position.
And he making them stay back like that because of the passes he make. And the sidearm passes. And now he got the first. Watch Pacheco. Watch. Look. There you go. He's ready, bro. I'm telling you. He's ready. Chiefs going up 28-10 like they're supposed to.
Good job putting the ball in the end zone. But Andy Reid, the former offensive lineman, he loves to be able to pound
Look,
the
that's
football.
him right there.
And this
Number
team
10.
can do both. When they
Telling you, bro, you ready.
And everything they can do in the passing game, it's just almost unfair.
104 yards allowed by Tampa, the most.
Hey, the Chiefs want to score right here.
Not even at halftime. Mahomes going to take the time out here.
Oh, no. Not right here, but.
With 3:04 to go. He's going to let it run down here. And we'll get the timeout. Now we're back to 30 seconds after this from AWS.
Be right back.
The change of game. Opening kickoff fumble. Boom. Chiefs score. Here was an opportunity for Tampa. They got the ball back. The 4th down mistake with Edwards-Helaire and Mahomes. And they turn it right back over. And now instead of seeing Brady tighten it up, we might see Mahomes extend it back out to a bigger lead.
Ordinarily, Tom Brady.
Bro, you already know we're going to score. Don't say maybe. He's going to score. We don't score.
That one he never saw.
We don't score. Touchdown. Touchdown, boy. He's not short. It's touchdown. I'm putting 28 up on scoreboard.
Tryon Shoyinka here just gets pulled on the one to the flat. Now does he down there short of the goal line? Good call.
Very good call.
3rd and goal. We got to score.
Judge seeing through all the bodies there to mark it properly. 3rd and goal.
Touchdown.
As Mahomes was diverting attention by pointing over to Kelsey.
Touchdown.
Touchdown.
Look at this trickery play.
I didn't even see him throw the ball.
No, the dude number 83 that was going in motion, he took the height.
Took it in for the score.
It's about like my play when I got Sincere coming in motion, but he took it directly from number 52.
Mahomes starts pointing this direction. Winfield's not even looking at the snap of the ball. He has no idea.
Number 83. Look, watch number 83.
You don't have to give it to the
These guys in the red zone, they're
Nah, you can give it to anybody you want.
I created using different players, different personnel.
We do that all the time.
It's the rushing touchdown.
We have
Added by Matthew Wright, 28-10. Kansas City. They get the ball to start the second half.
I just told you we get the ball back again.
Sunday Night Football brought to you by Hyundai
Bye, Brady. This was your last year.
and by Taco Bell. It's the 6th matchup. We'll look at the first 5. The 3 with New England, Brady against Mahomes, and the last 2 in this stadium, the regular season matchup, and then the Super Bowl 55 game. And Chris, obviously things have changed with the composition of the 2 teams, but when you look back at that Super Bowl, you kind of get a sense of when people started to find a way to slow down Tyreek Hill in Kansas City with Mahomes. Not in the Super Bowl, but maybe that regular season game where Hill had the unbelievable first quarter.
Yeah, and he just lit them up, and it looked like it was just going to be such a blowout. And after that,
Why they had to turn on, bro?
Todd Bowles make a switch to much
I
more.
would have given away Travis Kelce before Tyreek Hill.
And they, Kansas City never
I would have given away Travis Kelce before Tyreek
But
Hill.
right now, we're seeing a healthy Patrick Mahomes back.
Look what he's doing for the Dolphins.
And already he's put more points on the board against this great Tampa Bay defense.
That's a Super Bowl, actually.
27 all year, 28 tonight. Brady will take over at 25. Down to Melissa.
Don't get
Somebody
sad.
after that last series of the turnover, he came over, sat on the bench for 30 seconds, and then got up and started throwing. Threw about 10 to 15 passes, did not look happy, and kept just grabbing his right arm and then his right upper shoulder. Kept massaging his upper shoulder.
Well, thank you for snitching. Make sure you tell the coach.
On the sidelines.
We'll watch it closely.
Let's see what they're going to do, Dave. I smell an interception by Fenton, number 27.
From the 25, there's Brady complete. Good on that. Godwin to the inside. Godwin right around the 32-yard line as we hit the 2-minute warning here in Tampa.
Be back after the break.
For Kansas City, as Brady and the Bucs on the road.
Maria Taylor back in Tampa, and coming up on the Toyota halftime, Tony and Rodney will take a closer look at the Mahomes magic we're all witnessing in the first half, and why Travis Kelce has been way too much for the Bucs. Mike?
Maria, thank you. Good to have you and Tony here in Tampa with us. Joining Rodney.
Yeah, she's the only person that picked the Chiefs. Picked the Chiefs to win. The girl.
2 minutes left, 2nd and 2 for Brady and the Buccaneers.
Don't get set the game, Brady. Oh, here he come. Here he come. He's scary.
Trying to get it to Chris Godwin.
Steve Spagnuolo really mixing it up on the other side, calling a great game so far, and that guy's playing a great game so far. And Pat,
for Bears coaches back with Andy Reid.
absolutely. Spagnuolo, that combination right there, you got to think is a little lift even in this offense, right? If you've got a guy who used to be in this league now, is helping your guy design plays, that ain't all bad.
It's one time out left. The great pressure.
Yeah.
Great stretch. First down. 1 Thornhill tackle, and he's got it.
He got it.
Cameron Brate, first down, keep this drive going. About 45 left. Conversion, Brady on the ball, quick throw.
Don't throw no interception. Don't throw no interception.
Down the field. Darius Sneed would not let him get to the middle. Incomplete.
Yeah,
Sneed is that
Mike
dude,
Evans,
bro.
who can kind of
Sneed
plow his
and,
way into the middle of
Watson.
the field with his size. It just
Watson
wasn't
a rookie.
quite
He
that.
needs to pick that for a touchdown.
35. Here's Brady's for a through pass. Knocked out by his own man.
He hurt.
Shaken up. And slow to get up shy of a first down here. And Brady will come over to the sideline after that hit.
Oh, he was still on the field. He was still on the field.
Flag is down.
Yeah, he was still on the field.
Right around
I seen that. He was still on the field.
Brady was running off the field. I don't know if he got off the field.
Yeah, I don't know if he
Exactly. I know what I'm talking about. Watch.
Flag was thrown.
Watch when he call height.
The umpire
He
next
was
to the
like
referee.
2 yards away.
Well, man.
Told you.
5-yard penalty.
I'm just smart little bumping, huh?
It's a big hit. You can't
Can't
just
have 12 minutes on the
have
field.
injury and cost you a timeout, but they had 3. From his own man, it was the hit from Godwin as he was coming across the field.
That was like it hurt.
Might get a stoppage there, to be perfectly honest. And then as Brady tried to make his way off the field, he just was trying to go as fast as he could. But
Okay.
couldn't.
And both Lakers say, so send it back to the last scrimmage here for a second. He's in conversation with Andy Reid, trying to figure out what was going on with the administration of that flag there. It pushed the Buccaneers back to 3rd and more than 5 because they were shy of the first down.
Just get him right in the read.
Yards, so it should be 3rd and 5 plus at this point. Also, it looked like it was an offside on the play with Frank Clark. That's the second part of this play, and they're showing that on the big screen here as well.
Wow. Frank Clark. Frank Clark posted the
Frank Clark going offside. They showed it on the big screen. Fans react, but that's not going to be called after the fact. So it's 3rd and 5-ish.
Come on, y'all. Hold him. If we hold him, we got another shot at the end zone again. If they don't punt it too deep. Get in there.
Julio Jones is back. First down. First target for Julio Jones. Long time for Falcons last year at Tennessee. At the lineup after week 1. And back here tonight.
Headed for the possible one-on-one chance here.
Brady in the middle. Godwin's got it right around the 40-yard line. And Tampa's going to use the first of 3 timeouts with 46 seconds remaining.
Man, with the way they're blitzing, I wonder if maybe that Brady was a little dinged himself.
Timeout, 46 seconds till halftime. Brady on the move.
Again. Out there comes the safety back.
Number 41. Top throw is to Great. Quickly couldn't get to it. Remember, Ricky back in the game. Didn't go into the medical tent, not checked out. Assumed he was okay when they checked him on the sidelines. Back in the game after that hit.
Boy, you don't see Tom Brady miss one that open very often. That was, by his standards, very easy.
Interception right here.
The pressure. Brady slides, gets it to Fournette. Leonard Fournette takes it very close to the first down. It's Frank Clark and Frank Cook, the rookie, pull him down. He's going to be an injured player for the Chiefs back at midfield, so that'll stop the clock.
Whoa.
It'll cost Kansas City their final
There's
timeout.
Reed.
Justin Reed needs some medical attention.
One of my favorite things that this team does, when this all-out blitz comes,
Yeah,
instead of Fournette trying to block somebody,
No, we're happy.
they sneak him out, and they've been making play after play this season in that situation. That time they ended up going against Frank Clark. That's a mismatch, and another big play.
Fournette catch number 3 on the night with 35 yards. He and the entire running game have been
No,
completely
we
shut down.
traded.
It's a nice
We
dance for
paid
Reed
money for him.
as he comes off.
For Reed.
Chris, we talked about Tampa wanting to get a running game going here a little bit, get some balance in offense. They've fallen behind early. They've abandoned the run game. 3 carries, -3 yards for Fournette. That's it. Nobody else.
Yeah, it's tough, you know, and right now Kansas City is really sending some pressure
Chilling.
after Tom Brady.
He's chilling in my fan, bro.
Impacted him as well with
Cool.
that hit on the
We're gonna be 100% when we get back out there.
So far, these corners are holding up okay. Jalen Watson over there, a young man drafted in the 7th round. They're showing pressure again. We'll see.
3rd and 2.
66.
Brady just the play against the pressure. He stands, comes back to Evans to the 15-yard line. What a job in the line of scrimmage there. A gain of 16. Bucks in the red zone, 22 seconds.
Tom Brady looked right at the rookie Jalen Watson, didn't like it, came back and found something he liked better.
Yeah.
It's saved me ice cream.
The 16.
Interception.
Brady in the pocket throws to the end zone, incomplete for break the flag on Warren Fortnite. It will take the Buccaneers down near the goal line.
That's interference. Defense number 22. The ball occurred in the end zone. The ball was placed at the 1-yard line. Automatic first down.
Yeah, grab that hip and turn it. That's an easy one.
Bucks in the school. Don't matter though.
Much plenty of time, right? With 2 timeouts, 18 seconds. Don't worry there.
Anything you like here, play call ups. From the 1. Heavy to the right. Over the top for Brady. Doesn't hang up.
Way to go, boy. Number 6 are working too.
And Brady looked the second-round pick out of Cincinnati. Comes up with a big play on the back line.
Oh, what a nice play
Bro,
there by
that dude right there, number 6.
Look, that ball was going to be caught, and he just split the arms of Brady.
And Cincinnati defense, which was so good last year in college football. Luke Fickell, whose DBs did a terrific job. We see some of Cook's excellent fundamentals there.
That's in fun. Have fun.
And the gun. Brady
God.
looking. Evans. Great catch.
You want to get the right.
It's second on the night.
Pretty simple formula. Rookie out there to the right against Mike Evans. They're going to bring the motion. You see the defender go with him. And there was no doubt where Tom Brady was going with that ball. Just one-on-one against a rookie who is replacing another rookie, Trent McDuffie. That was almost 99% where that ball was going to go.
Second. Scoring first half. 45.
All right, we're going to break.
Break. On the front of the marquee have lived up to the billing in the first 30 minutes.
Fun to watch, isn't it?
Yep.
When you see guys playing at this level, and throw in Kelsey and Mike Evans as well. Really good stuff.
Jake Camarda is going to kick it to Isaiah Pacheco. Kansas City's going to get the ball to start in the third quarter. We'll see if Pacheco tries to do something in the return game here.
Oh, shit. Look. Oh, we got 4 seconds left.
41-yard line. Camarda's a good athlete.
Bro, that nigga turned that shit the fuck up, nigga.
And that's factors in. This is
Check this out.
the last line of defense.
Almost. Tyreek Jr. Ooh. Almost. He took that.
Yeah, that nigga is fast as fuck.
Could have gotten there. Ooh, big play by a kicker.
So what do you do with 4 seconds left? You throw it up there for grabs?
Well, we saw last week there was a little
Nah.
So we'll see what kind of influence that Patrick has on the play calling.
If you can get him out on the move, he's got a chance to throw it deep and get it close. 3 Bucs defenders. Back 50 yards in the last scrimmage, but Mahomes cannot get freed off. He's flung down for the sack, as Nixon and Nelson got around him. And that brings us to the end.
All right, it's halftime.
First half.
28-17.
Turnovers by Tampa, part of the difference. Kansas City leads by 11. They get the ball to start the second half. And here is Maria with the Toyota halftime here from Tampa. Great.
Thanks, Mike. Speaking of entertaining, Tony and Rodney are going to react to that crazy touchdown throw we saw from Patrick Mahomes in the first half. What's the best from around the league? Down big in the first half, we saw Josh Allen and the Bills come all the way back to beat the Ravens, and a tough day at the office for Bill Belichick and the Patriots. They lose another quarterback and fall in overtime to the Packers. We got those highlights next on the Toyota halftime.
Want more stats? Just ask Siri.
Taking a break.
Here with the Chiefs offense that's going so well.
Well, I thought Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy, the offensive coordinator, had a great plan coming out. We said Todd Bowles is not going to give you the deep ball. They're going to play a lot of deep safeties. Kansas City came out throwing the ball quick, giving it to their playmakers early, getting the ball out of Mahomes' hands, not letting the pass rush be a factor. Then, of course, when you need plays, this is what I talked about in the pregame. If it was a high school kid, I'm not letting him do this. Get Patrick on out there, create, and do this. If you
I'm screaming, yell in the pregame show about double teaming Travis Kelce, about jamming, slow him down at the line of scrimmage. He's the best player on the field. He's the best player in the National Football League. You gotta jam him, slow him down, and force Patrick Mahomes to go somewhere else with the football.
Hey, Patrick Mahomes told me this week that he's going to continue to evolve, create, and put new things on the tape. That's exactly what he did in the first half. Now what do the Bucs defenders have to do to slow him down or contain this offense?
Well, they might have to change. They might have to come out with more of that pressure package, but I think it's going to be on the Bucs offense, Rodney, to just do what they did in the second
I'm
part.
not worried about the Bucs offense. I'm looking at their defense, and Andy Reid outcoached Todd Bowles in the first half, and Todd Bowles has to make some adjustments. And we talk about how physical this Tampa Bay defense is. They're getting pushed around on the offensive defensive line.
All right, let's get to the best of what we've already seen so far in week 4. We've seen some great things here in Tampa Bay. But I want to get first with the overtime game. New England on the road taking on Green Bay. And Aaron Rodgers finding his rookie Romeo Dobbs to tie up the game late in the fourth.
And he wasn't shocked the whole game, but on this drive when they needed it, he dropped him in the end zone.
In the overtime, it's Mason Crosby getting the 31-yarders of that coming 3 straight games. I know. And ultimately, the Patriots, they also lose their second QB, so they're on to their third string. Jacksonville taking on Philly. Trevor Lawrence, 5 turnovers.
Man, I love this Eagles defense. I don't see any weaknesses. They fly around, they create a lot of turnovers, and they're very difficult.
Last undefeated team in the NFL. Meanwhile, Buffalo taking on Baltimore. Ravens led by 20-3, 4th and goal late in the fourth.
Now, Lamar Jackson just trying to make something happen. Jordan Poyer with a great interception, but there's a lot of pressure on that offense.
Harbaugh decided not to go for the field goal. So on the flip side, Bills drive down the field. Tyler Bass hits that 21-yarder. Coach, let's talk about the decision by Harbaugh to not go for the field goal in that situation.
Score tie, 4 minutes left. You go for it. That shows me that Coach Harbaugh didn't have confidence in his
He
defense.
didn't trust his defense. Bottom line, he didn't trust his defense. And this is one of the worst defenses I've seen with the Ravens. They don't play Ravens defense. This is one of the worst defenses I've seen with the Baltimore Ravens. Missed tackles, penalties, lack of discipline, not keeping the edge. Just time and time again, Coach, just disappointing.
Lost a 21-point lead in Miami, 17-point lead today. That's not the Ravens defense we're used to seeing. Before the season started, all the questions were Lamar Jackson. How is he going to be without his contract? Lamar's playing fine. They've got to get this defense squared away.
I don't worry about the offense. I worry about that defense.
Yeah, it's the second straight game. Like you said, they've given up that lead at home. And right now, that defense is giving up 32 points per game at home. But we will have Sunday night football, I know, against the Bengals, so there'll be time to improve. All right, second half from Tampa is still ahead. But first, there's many places you can go in a Toyota. But few are as special as the great unknown.
Hello, little one. Welcome to the great unknown. Not the okay unknown, or the underwhelming unknown. It's the great unknown for a reason. It's a world of endless possibilities and adventures you can't even imagine. Toyota, let's go places.
The NASCAR playoffs have been thrilling so far, and that continued today with Georgia's Chase Elliott making a dramatic move, approaching the finish to score the win and advance to the next round. Next Sunday is an elimination race at the action-packed Charlotte Road Course. That'll be Sunday afternoon on NBC. All right, guys, we've had a conversation about how the Bucs defense can improve in the second half. Talk to us about the offense and what we need to see more of from Tom Brady.
Well, I think we saw it in those last couple of drives where they just abandoned the running game, put it in Tom's hands, go up-tempo. They got to try to match him score for score offensively.
This is a kid that I mentioned in the pregame show. I want to see more of him. Every time he touches the ball, he makes something happen. I think he should be the starter.
And you know what? I think Tom Brady's excited to have Mike Evans back. 4 receptions, 60 yards, 2 touchdowns in this one.
As a guy he knows well, we'll see a lot more Mike Evans in the second half.
Real quick, I'm really kind of concerned about Tom Brady. He's been moving his elbow and his shoulder. He went in the
Early.
Yeah, running into the locker room early, but he looked good on this touchdown throw to Mike Evans. Back. Chiefs up 28-17 at the half.
Break.
with Monday Night Football on ESPN. Then Week 5 kicks off Thursday night on Prime Video. Stream games live on your mobile phone with NFL Plus.
Tonight's first half highlights are brought to you by Chevrolet.
On the other side is Tom Brady, when he's been down by 17 or more. He's come back to it 7 times in the regular and postseason. The Bucs defense, we tout them at the start. 3 touchdowns allowed the first 3 games, 4 in the first half. Keeping this one up.
Who's your baby? Who's your baby?
Why not? Not worth staying up for here tonight.
Well,
Chris Collins
they're thugging it late now.
and our rules analyst Terry
Read the ball, bet.
set the second half.
Look who's winning the ball.
Well, the Chargers deferred the option so they get it start the second half. And when last we saw Isaiah Pacheco, he was a step away from going all the way for the kickoff.
Exactly.
Jake Camarda, the kickoff man, got to him right around the 40-yard line. And settling back in here at Raymond James Stadium on this 72-degree night. No return, a touchback, and we go down to Melissa.
Right, Chiefs head coach Andy Reid told us this week that he thought this Bucs defense was better than the defense that beat them in the Super Bowl. So I asked, what are you doing to exploit them? And he laughed and said, I can't tell you that. We're just executing exactly
I can't tell you that.
the plan. And I had to ask him about the Chiefs' third touchdown, Patrick Mahomes' flip to Edwards-Helaire, and he smiled and said, that was pretty incredible. That's not one we drew up.
Well, that's Mahomes, and that's Andy. Combined there. Thanks, Melissa. Here's the first throw.
Woo, woo. Got more? I said it first.
For the rookie out of Western Michigan.
Well, that was almost a boring arm angle. When you're talking about Patrick Mahomes, if he's not going sidearm or underhand or between his legs or doing the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar hook shot, that doesn't count. The entire first half belonged to Patrick Mahomes.
I said Tom Brady.
40-yard line is inside.
They go there. They go there. They ain't got about 9 yards.
The 48-yard line is 8 yards, relatively easily for Kansas City on the ground.
Yeah, we talked about their success on the ground, 5.5 yards per run play in that first half against a defense known for its ability to stop the run. That and the great majority of the pass plays in the middle of the field, in that linebacker area, not really trying much of anything outside against these corners.
Watch you hit Travis Kelce.
48
Another first down.
Again with space off the line of scrimmage. You have the first down. Look at Scott Moore. You got bent backwards there. Good to see the second-round pick out of Western Michigan get up and head back to the huddle.
If there's anybody on earth that can make an arm tackle, it's Vita Vea. This big guy in the middle of the field can run, he can move, he has a pass rush presence, and the way he moves down the field is it's hard to describe. But that 3 by Kelce look, 3 to one side, Kelce to the other.
From the 49, Mahomes punts, he just get rid of that one. It's incomplete. He beat Vea, waving incomplete there. He dropped back in coverage a little bit last week. And I talked to Mo Locus, for the assistant defensive line coach.
Try to ball him in the head.
And she told me, working with Vita Vea,
Hit him in his noggin
he's got a pretty
piece.
good arm, too. He's trying to negotiate to get in there and throw a pass at some point. He's a terrific athlete, and Lo talks about him being one of the leaders of that defensive line group.
I tell you, when you see a guy that size dropping into coverage,
Come on, Patrick Mahomes. He's scaling in the 11.
Forced the fumble down there by the goal line
Come on, man.
last week.
Come on, Pat.
2nd and 10, and Mahomes fires incomplete with Juju Smith-Schuster covered by Antoine Whitfield. It comes a big 3rd down.
Come on, guys.
Yeah, and now we might see a little bit more of that. You got Vita Bay inside. If Devin White's going to come zipping right off his edge and got a clean shot that time against Mahomes. I think Todd Bowles has seen just about enough of that magic show in the first half.
Well, Bowles likes the blitz, right? The problem is Mahomes kills your blitz usually.
Hey, I got a feeling that Mahomes will scramble for a first down. Look, I just got this weird feeling he's gonna scramble for a first down. Oh yeah, first down. Juju, go Juju! He come from the Steelers. Juju with a 20-yard gain.
Catches his 4th of the night.
So why do they do all that motion? They do that so that they end up knowing that it's man coverage. And then all you have to do is block the guy out there in that man coverage. That time it was Joe Tooney who's going to come out and end up blocking Carlton Davis on the play because it's just one-on-one. And now you're sprinting down the field.
Bro, Juju Smith look fast as hell right now. There we go, baby. Oh, he dropped it. Put Washington in the game. I'm 84.
Over 20,000 yards for his career.
Look.
And if you look at NFL history to get there, this is his 67th game. Matthew Stafford then with Detroit did it in 71 games. So Mahomes by 4 is bettering the fastest to 2010.
As a fan of the game, I want a little round of applause. It was amazing. But honestly, sometimes you just have to take a pause and go, that is an amazing start to a career.
Come on, Patrick. Go, Isaiah. Get up out. About
4. Melissa talked about it with Andy Reid in the comments. You know, you can draw plays, and Andy's the most creative of play designers. Mahomes brings him to life. You can
go Chiefs.
But he'll be the biggest eraser on the field.
No hate to the Buccaneers, but I want the Chiefs to win here.
But give Andy credit.
Even if we get a field goal, bro. They ain't scored like 15 minutes.
Plays, but you also want that creativity of your quarterback in play.
Come on, Patrick. 3rd and 6. 3rd and 6. Chiefs ball. Drop back. Step up. Scrambling. Looking. Throwing deep. And it's out of the back. Touchdown. 4th and 6. I think they're going to go for a field goal.
Was chasing him all the way to the sideline.
First time I've seen it tonight. The spy inside, and yet he's going to wait for Patrick Mahomes. They're not going to give him that free run up the field. Watch him just sit there, and now it's a race. And Devin White can absolutely fly, and Mahomes forced to throw it away.
Come on, boy. You better hit this field goal. You better hit this field goal, boy. You better hit this field goal. Oh, he nailed it. He nailed it.
Field goal attempt as a Kansas City Chief is a good one.
He nailed it. All right, we're going on break, guys. Kansas City hit a field goal. We're up 31-17.
It's an all-new episode of this hit show. It is La Brea. It is Tuesday at 9, 8 Central on NBC, and streams the next day on Peacock. 117 opening drive. Field goal to begin the second half. Now Matthew Wright kicks it. Be a touchback. Tom Brady will take over at the 25.
We talk about Patrick Mahomes, his ability to move around and make plays. Tom Brady, quite the opposite, inside that tackle box and just picking apart this defense. And once they started pushing the ball down the field, that's when Brady was at his best. And of course, Mike Evans so brilliant on the other end of all those plays. But it was as soon as Brady started forcing the ball down the middle of that too deep in the back when they started opening up this offense.
Come on, man. Sack him first play. Sack him first play.
21 straight pass plays.
Sack him first play. Sack him. Oh, fuck.
Once he's downfield, and it's incomplete. As he eluded the sack and tried to get it to Julio Jones. The pressure came from Rashad Fenton. As the dial-up continues for defensive coordinator Steve Spagnuolo.
And Tom said, all right, Patrick, I'm going to up the ante here. You do a little spin move here, no problem. I've got one myself. And Tom's saying, let me get rid of this as soon as I can after this little whip around.
Going quick here from the 25. Brady in the inside again, like Chris mentioned. As Chris Godwin carries the team's bodies for the first down across the 35. This is a Tampa offense that have been averaging 17 points a game in the first three. I know they're down, but that was the best offensive half they've had all year.
Yeah, and you just get the feeling sometimes, when you get behind in a basketball game and you want Steph Curry to just keep shooting, and he's going to get in the rhythm, that's what it feels like.
Chris Jones gets to Brady there. Pass is incomplete.
Brady's down.
Chris Jones just got to him quickly. They have just stopped running the ball. -3 rushing yards in the first half. That's the fewest by the team in any start of Brady's entire career.
Chris Jones, let's say he pushes the line of scrimmage on occasion when you see it, and then I guarantee he didn't say anything to Tom afterwards.
It cost him last week against Indianapolis, kept the Colts game-winning drive alive. He sets and throws. Contact there, Russell Gage. Incomplete. Right around the 40-yard line, and here we are at 3rd and long again. Jason watching the coverage.
I'll tell you, I've been really impressed, though, with this Jalen Watson. Watch how Brady does this throw, though. When he gets his feet set, he takes that big, wide stance, but then he's not sliding into the throw. So it just even adds to how quickly that ball comes out of his hand.
Right down here.
25 consecutive pass plays, the longest of Brady's incredibly long career. And here's 26 in a row.
Yes! The Bucs playing. They're gonna give me the other one there.
Buccaneers, after a first down, will punch it away.
Did you hear all the communicating going on at the line of scrimmage that time?
You mad?
I think what he was doing was saying, this guy's going to blitz. Let him get over there and pick him up. And Lenny did it. So that's what happens at the line of scrimmage when you have veteran players, and it's one of the reasons that Tom Brady is very slow to bring young players into the offense.
Last punt by Jake Camarda. His hang time was 5.4 seconds. This was not the same. It's the inconsistency of a rookie punter. Sometimes they give you everything. Great kick with hang time. Sometimes they'll foul it off. Ball being marked.
All right, we're taking a break. Be right back.
Punt. greats of one generation against greats of the next generation. We're seeing that tonight with Brady and Mahomes, and we're seeing in the red zone a different story than we saw in Super Bowl 55 in this stadium 20 months ago. Clyde Edwards-Helaire with the carry to gain a 2, and here's Melissa.
Mike, I asked Mahomes if this was a payback game, and he thought about it for a while, and he said, yes, but it's more of a getting our season back on track game. He said, I think this is the best defense in the league, so it's a huge test for us. And he said, I really want to win here, because he remembers the fans post-Super Bowl going crazy, packing the streets, and he said that hurts. He doesn't want them celebrating again tonight.
There's a Super Bowl was here. The Buccaneers playing at home, much like the Rams did in the last Super Bowl. Juju Smith-Schuster, the catch here, and he left the first down with forward progress across the 45-yard line. Mahomes 17 of 28 passing here tonight. You got this game against the Buccaneers, and you go back to that Super Bowl. And that Super Bowl was so odd. Again, go back. That offensive line was so compromised with injury, and so was Mahomes with the toe injury.
Yeah, I think what they did after that, they ended up picking up Orlando Brown, Tooney, Reed Humphrey, and Trey Smith. So big changes after that game.
Pacheco to the left.
Yeah.
And the rookie loses his helmet on that gain of 4. As his forward progress is stopped just shy of midfield.
You know how they say competition's a really good thing?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of feeling that a little bit tonight. What Pacheco has done so far in this game, as soon as Clyde Edwards-Helaire comes in, he looks like he's a little energized as well. So I think these two guys are pushing each other.
I like that one.
Backfield rotation. They have Ronald Jones, of course, is with the Buccaneers, but he has been inactive, a healthy scratch, to use the hockey term, for the first 4 games.
There you go. Touchdown. Understand.
25, great movement with
Look.
the eyes and played his eyes.
He's it.
Gain of 25.
It happens
Listen,
all
he
the
got
time.
him from Green Bay.
They think they know what the play is. And they've been hitting so many of those wide receiver screens. And then guys just react up. That time Winfield thought he knew what was coming. He was going to jump that little move to the outside by Juju. That time they hit the swing down the boundary that they missed in the first half.
Under my 11. Fast.
Second one for Manning called
Oh,
MVS.
we're going to see you again.
He's got a lot of speed.
Look, let's do it
Start to
again.
incorporate it.
That's down right here. Go it. Do it. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, let me get that flag.
See the tangled feet with Watson back there. Justin Watson,
That's
the
not
intended receiver. Mahomes asking why tangled feet is not pass interference. We'll see what happens.
Oh my goodness, they missed a layup touchdown. This was the old Tyreek Hill play across the face of the free safety. There was nobody there.
Oh my God.
Touchdown.
Oh my God, Patrick.
Never looked that way.
Oh my God, Patrick. He just missed a wide open layup.
Second and 10. Little foot. Edwards-Helaire on the outside.
He just missed a wide open touchdown, bro. They don't even get no easier than that.
1 yard line. We'll bring up 3rd and 5 as we get to the halfway point in the third. Pair of 2-1 teams. Winner will be atop their division.
Bro, how did he miss that?
The guy who's in charge is stirring up.
How did he miss that, bro?
Help the defenses on it because
It was literally right in his face.
You scoreboard guy?
Come on, man. Get this third down conversion, bro. Get this third down conversion, bro.
He asks for ladder and gets it.
Yep, he's going to Travis Kelce. Right about now.
Mahomes out of the pocket.
Oh, Scott Moore.
Inside the 10. Moore at the 5-yard line.
Let's go.
Carlton Davis trying to pull it away from him. The Moore kept going. The rookie gives the Chiefs first and goal.
Is this the first time we've ever used Sky Cam to cover Sky? I'm not sure. But here goes Sky Moore on the outside. And I can remember watching that young man as we were getting ready for the draft and thinking he reminds me so much of Danny Amendola and Julian Edelman and those guys that used to play with the Patriots. Strong, physical, inside, good player.
First down and goal, bro. That's what we got. Can't have there again. Win one.
Mahomes, Juju crossing.
Oh, my God.
Put down and sacked. And it's pressure from Anthony Nelson out of Iowa. As his reserve defensive linemen get in there. Couple of sacks this year.
Stop playing, Patrick.
Yeah,
Shit.
and Anthony
That
Nelson.
motherfucker on the touchdown.
But watch Orlando Brown. There's something just not quite right. Oh, I see what he did. He tried to jump out of the stance and go get him, and Nelson just beat him to the spot.
Work for the Buccaneers to hold the
Touchdown here. Travis Kelce. Juju Smith-Schuster. Oh, what's the number 88 I'll tell you about? That number 88 I'll tell you about. Somebody hurt. Tampa Bay hurt. Touchdown Chiefs. 38-17. That's game. That's ball game. They're down by 21 points and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, I don't know what you do with this. They put 4 receivers to the other side, and you've got this big tight end on the other side against the quarterback. All he has to do is just get inside, and there's literally no way for Carlton Davis to come in and break it up. We've seen it with some of the great receiving tight ends over the years, and Todd Bowles has just about seen enough.
38-17, bro. We're busting that tail up. We're busting that buttle.
3 touchdowns tonight. They've all scored. Bill Graves are running.
All right, we're going on a break. Let that soak in.
Tonight's aerial coverage is brought to you by Geico. Tampa Bay down 21 to Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes, this offense, sensational evening. Spreading the ball around. Only drives they didn't score. They went for a 4th down on their 4th drive after 8 plays. And then the 1-play drive at the end of the half. Touchback, Brady used to take over at the 25, and here is Melissa.
Mike, an injury update on Buccaneers tight end Cameron Brate. He came out of the game near the end of the second quarter. Came over to the sideline, had about a 2-minute conversation with the head athletic trainer and team doctor. He went back in the game. He has not played in the second half. He is in the locker room, ruled out with a concussion.
Look at his face. From the end of the second half, the first half, second quarter, when Brayton's on the sidelines. Obviously, this is topic 1 of major interest around the NFL.
Don't do it.
Brady throws to Mike Evans, and Evans runs the sideline for 6 yards. Obviously, what happened with Tua Tagovailoa last Sunday in Miami against Buffalo, and then Thursday night you were at the game in Cincinnati when Tua got hurt and taken to the hospital. And we've had many discussions. You heard talked about all day if you watch football. What would happen as protocols will adjust and change? And I think what we've seen a little bit today is, if in doubt, put the person in that look-see and intent to make sure they're okay.
And I tell you, when we both saw Cameron Brate come off the field, we were both expecting play to be stopped by the eye in the sky, and we're going to see how he's doing, right? Yes, it was at the end of the half. It was a 2-minute situation. They don't want to get too involved, but this is a really dangerous issue for the National Football League. They need to get this exactly right, and they have to take advantage of what they've learned over this past week and get better as a league.
And what they're going to continue to learn as the investigation into what happened in and around the Tagovailoa situation continues. As Brady fires sideline, and Evans comes up with a catch. The flag is down as well. With the coverage from Jalen Watson, the rookie. We'll check what that flag is. Ball's cross midfield, 49.
Pass interference. Defense number 35. Penalty decline. Result in the play. First down.
And just one last point on this issue, Chris. First, we'll watch Evans and Watson.
Yeah, there's two gears for Tampa's offense tonight, when they're throwing the ball to Mike Evans and when they're not.
Mm-hmm.
Every time they start drives by getting him the football, whether it's in the middle of the field or on the boundaries, they start to move.
From the 49-yard line, here's Brady. Sliding that track and takes a game out. Who comes in as the tight end now with Brate out of the game. That's a game of 5. Dr. Alan Sills in the National Football League, as we look at Russell Gage coming off and limping. He was on a call that we had, and he was over in London for that Minnesota-New Orleans game, and he made the point that as this investigation goes on, we are very likely to see protocols adjusted and changed in consultation with the NFL and the Players Association. They had the things in place, they just weren't used properly. Now they're going to have better things in place, and hopefully make the game safer down the line.
Well, it has to pass the eye test with NFL fans.
Yes.
It just does. What we saw from Tua, he may well have had a back injury.
Look at his face.
But it looked the way he was stumbling. That's what you see when someone is concussed. Whether it was or not, I don't know. I'm not an expert on anything. But as a fan of the game, I don't care how big a game it was. I don't care how important the player is. You have to take care of those players, and because players are trained to do one thing, and that's go back in the game. Somebody has to prevent it to get them out of the game.
Here's Rashad White, who picks up the first down for the Buccaneers at the 32-yard line here. 3 minutes left in the third. Bucs down 3 touchdowns. And Brady continuing to throw. Just 4 rushing attempts on the night. 35 pass plays.
Hey, the other guy that's impressed me a little tonight is Rashad White after the opening kickoff, right? But he now is becoming that out-of-the-backfield threat as a receiver that can take some snaps off Leonard Fournette. That guy's impressive. He stays back going to protect their days out here.
To Chris Jones, the push up the middle, but Brady's got time. Gets it complete to the 24-yard line, we'll call it, with White. And I think you hit it, Chris. White's got to play. Fournette had played 85% of the snaps in the first 3 games. And if you're Tampa Bay, you're thinking 17 in the regular season, a couple, they hope 3 in the playoffs. He can't play 85% of 20 games.
And Tom Brady, throughout his career, has had somebody, right, like Rashad White, to be able to come out of the backfield and make those plays. So as you develop him this year, you just have to be patient. He's going to make mistakes. You're just going to have to live with him because he is that guy on this offense.
Brady. Shoulder brought in by Cole Keith, the rookie out of Minnesota, who did very little receiving in his Minnesota career. He was a Gopher for 6 years and caught 12 balls. I'm pretty good on that one.
Travis Kelce said that was good. When Keith is in the game, it's a block play, right? I mean, it just is. And he's going to block. And then watch this. That's even a good push-off. Like all that, acting like a veteran. All right, they got Evans out there, but he's going to have health. They're not going to have him one-on-one again. This is first down.
From the 5, Brady. Look at Evans running. Keeping it alive. They throw it to the back. And we give it to him again. And one Thornhill's going to be called for a defenseless receiver hit on Evans.
Oh, man.
See Evans pop up.
He got smacked.
Milvinovich.
Personal foul. Defense number 22.
Look at it.
Like Evans just going to keep working off of this side, and here's Thornhill going to come this way and eventually pop him. Brady just now focusing his attention on Evans, and with good reason. Good throw.
God damn.
It was dislodged. Actually, he missed it before it got there.
Interesting. He did go low with the shoulder, got the head out of there. Trying to go low on that. From the 2 to the inside run. And the pile is pushed shy of the goal line to the 1-yard line with Rashad White. Very interesting. You saw the Reds have an injured Buccaneer here, and it's Chris Godwin. Chris Godwin, who went through the ACL injury week 15 last year, and they lost him for the rest of the year, and then injured his hamstring week 1 down there by the goal line and injured.
We back off of the break.
Tell he stepped on his own offensive lineman there, Brandon Walton, and his legs slipped out. Speculate from there.
With the skip right away, and then walked off with the athletic training staff. They discussed with him right now. Inside on the field for Brady, who's without Godwin for the moment and Cameron Brate. It is 2nd and goal at the 1-yard line. Brady 7 of 7 passing on this drive. Here's Evans alone on the left. 32, already got 2 tonight. Brady gets a 3. Incomplete. Got those arms tied up with Legarius Sneed on island in coverage.
Boy, they love Legarius Sneed. And you could tell they They knew what was going to go on. If they were going to play man coverage, which is what Spagnuolo called, basically he dared Tom Brady to throw it to Evans over Snead, thinking Snead was going to win, and he did.
I'm just thinking where I should pick it up.
I love the games within the games.
John White is the back. He'll go airborne in for the touchdown. So the rookie out of Arizona State who had the fumble on the opening kickoff finally finds the end zone. And Titans this to 38-23.
Pretty play that time by Shaq Mason inside the right guard. A powerful run blocker right here. Watch him get movement down the line to create that space. You very seldom see that kind of movement. Really good by Tristan Wirfs at the tackle position, too.
Hang on to that ball, Rashad. That's your first National Football League touchdown. Ryan Suckup for the extra point. 38-24 with 44 left here in quarter number 3. So Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes back to work trying to add.
All right, taking a break.
You made earlier, Chris, that Andy is taking this skill set like he did in Philadelphia with Donovan McNabb, and like he did with Alex Smith. But he's got 50-plus wins with all 3 of those quarterbacks. And he just uses what they do and makes it great offense.
Score going to be 44-24. That's going to be the final score.
Everywhere he's been with every quarterback he's been with. Not exactly, but that's pretty darn close, right, to what he's been able to do. And I find it so intriguing that a guy that was an offensive lineman has trained himself to be this passing game guru, and he sees the field so well from the sideline. Now, that sounds dopey, but it's hard because you're on the same level as the field. So trying to read coverages, it's hard to do.
And he's still doing it. He's still loving it. His 24th year as a head coach, what he told us yesterday. And the fun part is what you're talking about. Stay active in. He's not a figurehead head coach. He's still.
He kicked it out of bounds.
This goes out of bounds. They mistake will bring the ball out to the 40-yard line.
He kicked it out of bounds.
For Mahomes and the Chiefs. Mistake by the rookie Camarda.
Number 5. The ball plays to the 40-yard line. First down.
Wow.
Here's what I was talking about with Andy and the quarterbacks over the years. They give some love to my Syracuse pal, Donovan McNabb. They won 92 games, got to a Super Bowl in Philadelphia. And the 50 with Alex Smith. And now 52 and 14 with Mahomes. Only Don Shula. 3 different starting quarterbacks, at least 50 wins.
I've never heard you talk about Syracuse.
Oh, stop it, you know? See the AP poll, by the way? Ranked 22nd. I just thought I'd point that out to you. Drew well again. Mahomes taking over from the 40ers. Edward to Blair. Run for about 5 yards here. We'll see if KC gets one more play at the end of this third quarter.
Something has to swing the momentum back, right? The momentum was swung Kansas City's way on that opening kickoff fumble. And then it was Tom Brady's fumble when he was hit by L'Jarius Sneed. And right now, this defense that has struggled needs to make one of those kind of plays to swing it back.
Chiefs scored 10 in that third quarter. Buccaneers respond with 7. And after 3 here in Tampa, it is KC 38. Tampa Bay 24. And Sunday Night Football will continue.
Yep.
After
Be back after the break.
Kastowitz, one of the co-owners of the Tampa Bay
Yeah, I'm a big one
Buccaneers.
now.
She is helping the Buccaneers Foundation, $1 million donation.
Come on, Patrick, keep it up. Keep it up. Yeah.
This week.
Force down.
Women all around the National Football League.
Force down.
There. Check out that series on Peacock to find out more of the people who are making things happen around the league. Kelsey the catch to start the fourth quarter. It's a first down for Kansas City.
Take a look at Patrick Mahomes.
Stepped on it.
Yep, stepped on his foot. Anytime he even remotely lifts.
Man, big ass
Maybe 7 replays.
Go.
What?
Mike Edwards runs the corner. Was in a great game against the run last week against Green Bay as a pass rusher and impact here.
That's Noah Gray is going to be on the outside, sees it late. A little too late. He tried to flip around and probably was screaming, Patrick. It's no avail. So both quarterbacks, at least once in this game, they hit off the edge.
Well, here you go, Chris, what you were talking about. Tampa gets a sack there first, gets the Buccaneers second and long. Force the issue here, down 14. Mahomes escapes the pocket. No receiver on this side. It's all him. Moving towards the 45-yard line. Joe Tryon Shoyinka running him down.
It's just a problem. If you lack discipline in your pass rush, which the Bucs did there, they did not have the contain on the edge. So they've been running some of these stunts back to the inside to try and get after Mahomes, and he's seen it every time, and he just takes advantage and gets out of the edge.
What a night of third down conversions.
What?
We rest that money.
Here's another one. Good for.
I just dumped that tray.
Oh, he caught it! Did you see that?
Yeah.
You're like, what the fuck?
From one of the backs, Travis Kelsey.
This nigga just made a fucking unbelievable catch.
Guys are a little too good. This is a perfect throw, right off the back shoulder, right off the ground, basically saying, get down. Do not let Mike Edwards come over and hit you, but you have to make a great catch. And there aren't many greater catchers of the ball than that guy.
9 tonight, been targeted 11 times.
Go, Patako. Go out there.
About 6. I loved our visit with Travis.
I like that little boy, man. I like
a couple
that.
of weeks. We have Dallas and Philly, Philadelphia continuing its run. Jason's 35 next month. Travis in his mid-30s. They got a podcast together.
24, like I told you, the score is going to be at the end of the game.
Yeah, you'd have to spend a little time with either one of them to fully understand
Look at the score, bro.
what that podcast might be together.
It's
Look
called
at the
New
score.
Heights.
All right.
Cleveland Heights.
He's going to hit Juju Smith. Watch. I'm right. You're at the top right.
Inside again, it'll be a couple of yards here from Pacheco's adjacent with the Eagles playing against Jacksonville and his old coach, Doug Peterson, here today. So at the end of the game, you know, guys exchange jerseys. They exchanged jackets. He asked Doug Peterson for the jacket he was wearing in the rain to take it. And thank you to the coach who won the Super Bowl with him. Talking about Jason and Philly.
I tell you, Jason Kelsey and the speech that he gave after they won the Super Bowl up there, oh my goodness.
What a pair. Mahomes trying to get the right personnel in there. They're struggling to do that. The play clock's at 10. Andy Reid's going to walk down and say, let's not make a mistake down here. He's going to call a timeout. And they're good. There's Andy Reid who had walked up to the top there, was asking for the timeout as they're trying to get the personnel straightened out before third down.
All right, let's take a look at the Walmart Plus 4K Sky Cam we love going inside the game like this. Take a look at this offensive line redone after the Super Bowl. There's Orlando Brown and Joe Tooney and Creed Humphrey. Fantastic here on the left side. Trey Smith, Andrew Wiley on the right side. And these guys have just made a difference. I know they came into the game with just 2 sacks on the season, but tonight what has impressed me was the way that they have been run blocking. And Andy Reid makes a statement in one of our meetings like, I think our offensive line could play a little better. That means he has been on them all week in a way you could only imagine. And they've responded. They've really responded tonight. Been a great game.
We've talked a lot about adding on the offensive line, how they reworked that. The youth on the defense. Brett Veach, the general manager, has done a really good job.
Hey, watch his trickery and flickery. What? He might put up 50 points tonight, bro. Touchdown right here. Look at that. Wide open. What are you going to do, man?
Buccaneers defense. So stop there. Field goal attempt.
That's going to put them down 3 scores again.
Patrick Mahomes was expecting out of Travis Kelce, but as soon as this play was over, I thought he was going to walk down and sort of yell at Marquez Valdez-Scantling. He didn't. He went right to Travis Kelce. Maybe the fact that he came back. Not in the way of the time. I don't even know what he did.
Matthew Wright gets to 44, pitch to 32, high snap. Good job done by Tommy Townsend, the punter.
That's ball game. They got to score 3 more times.
17.
All right, we taking a break. I'm not trying to
AFC North, and we'll be in Baltimore next Sunday night, 7 Eastern on NBC and Peacock. We have the Sunday night 7 picks on the free-to-play NBC Sports Predictor app for your chance at a guaranteed $100,000 cash prize. Touchback there, Melissa here.
Mike, on the Bucs' last drive, you saw wide receiver Chris Godwin stay down. He was helped off the field, evaluated by the team doctor for neck and upper body strength. They watched the replay on the monitor. He is going back in the game right now. Remember, this is his first game back since suffering that hamstring injury week 1.
Yep, that happened in Dallas in our Sunday night opener as he came back and really amazed folks. He really didn't have any contact in practice coming off the ACL that he tore on week 15 of last season. Made it back for the opener. And here he is back in the lineup. On the pass, and Brady Godwin takes it for 6 to the 31-yard line. The busy Legarius Sneed it's his name called again.
Well, here they go into this hurry-up offense, and the most effective they've been when they've seen this two-deep look is with Mike Evans right down the middle of the field. That's when they've been able to create some big plays.
31, Brady throws sideline. That is the tight end, Kate Otten. Will take it across the 40 to the 43-yard line. So Otten more in the pass game. A flag down. This is back near the line of scrimmage.
Offside. Defense number 55. Penalty decline. Result in the play. First down.
It's on Frank Clark, one Michigan man trying to get to another. Brady's deployer is only 15 years older than Clark's. 43, here's Leonard Fournette out of the backfield. After the early start, a little bit quieter for Fournette. Obviously, very little in the passing game, in the running game, after the big hole that the Buccaneers have been trying to dig out of. Just 4 receptions, 35 yards tonight. Fournette again, and the open. Not an easy man to bring down. L'Jarius Sneed does it. A good tackle. Third down coming.
He just had a night. I mean, he's a really good player anyway. He's somebody that Steve Spagnuolo just loves, that he helped find, and he just has been producing all night long.
Bringing one extra. Brady throws complete to Russell Gage with a flag down. Gage. That's the mark at the 47-yard line. This will be offensive pass interference, I think.
If they call this offensive pass interference,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is this the receiver in you talking? Or?
Well, I mean, you have the right to run a route, right? I mean, and he broke to the out.
Pass interference. Offense number 14. 10-yard penalty. Repeat third down.
I mean, there was definitely a collision. It's going to come out here. You'll see it. But he's trying to get out of the way. All right. Terry will tell me why I'm wrong.
Okay, Terry, we'll call it.
He may be trying to get out of the way, Chris, but he doesn't. He drives right into them, picks off the defender. I believe this was a correct call for offensive passing defense.
Brady escaping on 3rd and 16 and firing. It is caught by Godwin. At the 37-yard line, however, a flag is down back by where Brady got free.
Holding. Offense number 67.
The game over with, man. The fucking Bucs playing sloppy as fuck. Damn.
It's tough. We were talking about
Oh,
it all
damn.
the time. You got Chris Jones, and nobody else been able to block him.
Holding right there on the edge on
And
55.
Chris Jones had the same number of pressures this year to give you some idea of what kind of level of play he has, and you can see the grab right there.
It's going to set 3rd and a quarter of the field, +1. For Tampa, down 17 and under 9 left in this one. Brady just throw it to Cole Beasley. Only need about 5 yards to Sean Wharton came off the D-line to make that stop. Didn't catch and run, and Brady's having a chat with Bill Vinovich, the referee, on the way off the field.
I don't want to see
Yeah,
that.
you're playing the Kansas City Chiefs. You've got to be more perfect than that. And obviously, 2 penalties,
More.
1 drive, and that's that.
Jake Camargo will kick at Sky Moore.
What's the
The
shot?
rookie on this punt.
Who got the ball? Run that shit.
46
Man.
yards.
Run that
taken
shit.
by Moore at the
Run that
22,
shit.
And it will return it 13 to the 35-yard line.
All right, man. We wanted to break until we get back.
Kansas City is
those are the guys now that are starting to pick it up.
Midfield. Pressure picked up. Mahomes drive. Oh, through an interception.
No.
Across the field. And on the return, Sean Murphy Bunting, who had played almost no defense in the first 3 games. Nice return here. Murphy Bunting.
Game's still over, man.
Part of this defense a couple of years ago.
How much time left?
Limited defensive snaps coming into this one. Comes up with the pick. It gives the Bucs a flicker with 4:42 to go.
I'm gonna get a bus now, bro.
time, 9 out of 56. Thus far this year, it's 1 out of 15 or 6%. The Jets got Cleveland in their comeback. They'll have to onside kicking, 10-point game, 3 timeouts, and a 2-minute warning, 3:30 left.
There's a lot of space on that field, but bouncing around too if you wanted to.
Jake Camarda is pop it all the way, and the Chiefs had 10 closer to the kickoff spot. They'll just go for the touchback and take it over from the 25. So remember, Super Bowl 55, won by Brady, and the post-game handshake.
You're a legend, man. Congrats, man. You're a legend, man. You're a legend, man.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Chris, that kind of gave you a good feeling for the respect going each way as these guys have gotten to meet multiple times now.
I can tell you twice over how painful it is to lose the Super Bowl. And for him to be that gracious after that game, walk up, acknowledge what was true, which is the greatness of Tom Brady, I just think it says a lot about Patrick Mahomes.
We got to stop him here. Edwards-Helaire run of 8 yards. And the clock continues to run at 3:20 to go. And when we talk to Patrick, it's, of course, they all admire the quarterbacks of this generation, the longevity of Brady, what he's done physically at 45. But I thought what was interesting was he said, I admire the way Tom Brady has become a businessman, how he's handled the business stuff, and even almost let his hair down a little bit, social media and other stuff late in his career.
And how he relates to his own teammates in the locker room. Think about being a 45-year-old man and dealing with kids 22, 23, and 24 years old. I've been around some veteran quarterbacks, and they all talk about how hard that is.
Edwards-Helaire is stopped. They got to take a timeout here and manage the clock at 2:41, and they will, with 3rd and very short. Try to stop it, get the ball back in Brady's hands with a little bit of time left.
And the other thing that Patrick said, he goes, Tom's pretty open. We have good conversations. But when he finally retires, I'm going to ask him for the real secrets. Like, he's nice, he's gracious, but I'm going back at some point, and I'm going, all right, now you're not competing. Give me the good stuff now.
It's been a neat part of watching these two guys get to know each other through the various years. And Tom Brady just said, hey, I'm a fan of Mahomes and the unique way he plays the quarterback position. And you think about the quarterbacks of the Mahomes generation, and Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson and Kyler Murray, Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts, and Mahomes, as you said, the most successful of the generation because he's won a Super Bowl title and MVP. They all do it in unique ways. A fun time in football right now. Trying to get this first down, and Edwards-Helaire will behind the Kansas City offensive line, which has been very good here tonight. And they're running attempt to take us to the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, one of my MVPs again there. I thought Joe Tooney, they went right behind him when they had to have one, and he got it done. They paid a lot of money for a guard, and some people went, really? And he has lived up to it.
Chiefs are going to move to 3-1 as they take it to the 2-minute warning here. And they will have Las Vegas next Monday night. And Patrick Mahomes will try his arm out against the Raiders. Talking about the beautiful mind, there's the beautiful arm to go with it. And what he has done, we mentioned getting to 20,000 yards faster, 4 games faster than Matthew Stafford. So extrapolate it out. He's averaging over 300 yards a game. If you take that out for 218 more games, he'll catch Brady when he's 39 in 2034.
I think that's what we got here tonight. You really did. You got a glimpse of, I think, a little more polished out of the Kansas City Chiefs, but this was a Buccaneers offense that had been really struggling. They had not had their receivers together since the first quarter of opening day. And especially when Brady started getting it going, now it's if they can just keep those guys in play. Juju has made a difference for Kansas City, but if Chris Godwin can get healthy out here, they could really use Julio Jones to get back on track and get healthy again. But it's going to be they're going to be good. They're going to be hard to beat. But tonight they got beat by a better team.
The plan on paper, we haven't really seen together on the field, both sides of the ball. That old complete game. And here's Alaire's got to protect the ball here, stay in bounds. And force Todd Bowles to use those timeouts. He does here. 41-yard line. So Kansas City, as I mentioned, will get Las Vegas next Monday night, and then a matchup with the Buffalo Bills out to San Francisco, and then they'll get their bye week, and we'll see them against Tennessee. And who knows who's going to be doing what in the AFC South. Everybody sit there at 2-2. There's the rest of the run.
It's crazy, isn't it? Like the NFC East all of a sudden is the powerhouse.
Right.
Like go big. Everybody thought the AFC was going to be this dominant force all year, and who knows what it'll end up being. I did enjoy the conversation with Todd Bowles about Andy. He said, he's the nicest guy in the world. He smiles at you, then he rips your throat in the field and comes over and gets you up.
It's Alaire on the run. And stop there. And the final timeout taken by Tampa and Todd Bowles, who did work for Andy Reid for one season in 2012. And here's what they have coming up. They do not have a team that's off to a great start, to put it nicely, over the next 3 games. And then they'll have the Ravens, Rams, and Seahawks before their bye. A lot of the league with similar records at this point.
And we also know that the league likes putting the best against the best early on that schedule and create some early interest. And for these top-end teams, sometimes the schedule gets a little more back to normal as you hit October.
Well, Bill Belichick is always fond of talking about that first quarter of the season. You try to figure out not just who your team is, but what the league is. Do you know what the league is right now?
So far, it's this, if I had to say a signature, the soft shell, don't give up the big plays.
Defense, the back end.
That is the most consistent thing I'm seeing now.
Third down. Buccaneers out of timeouts. Edwards away, turns the corner, gets the first down. And that will do it, but we have a flag down. We have a hold. Holding, so we'll do it.
Offensive number 88. Then you have penalty. Keep third down.
And that stops the clock. Penalty here towards the end, in the final 5 of the fourth quarter with 1:41 to go.
Kind of interesting here, right? I mean, that's if you can at least score, because you can always go down, play for a quick field goal, and then try an onside and see if you can get a Hail Mary goal, So it's not completely over.
It's over. That's what I'm on.
The Chiefs run the ball and manage the clock to the maximum. Bucs won't see it until they're about 55 seconds or so. Then Isaiah Pacheco will run. Protect it, stay in bounds, keep the pile moving. They'll stop it at 1:33.
That nigga is strong.
The Chiefs can run it down to 53, take the timeout to maximize it, and then we might actually see Tommy Townsend pump the ball tonight, which we have not seen tonight.
Yeah, it's been a terrific night up front for Kansas City. I think Andy Reid's going to be much, much happier. This is a tremendous defensive line in Tampa, and yet it has been the offensive line of the Chiefs that has won. Now, we also have the possibility of a massive rush coming here, because if you could block one, you could line up immediately, kick the field goal, and see what happens from there.
Bro, shut the hell up. You talking about some shit that ain't gonna happen.
Perfectly, takes all the time, takes the timeout. Before Tommy Townsend punts, he's been a terrific punter this season. A reminder, next Sunday night, we talk about all these teams trying to sort it out through the first quarter. We talk about the young quarterbacks, who we love. Can't wait to watch it. Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson, Bengals and Ravens football line get you going at 7 Eastern. We told you the Sunday night 7, $100,000 guarantee. You can play for free on the app. Strange game. We both watched it. The Ravens today up big off Buffalo, and then a huge comeback with Josh Allen and the Bills to get the win in the rain in Charm City.
See what kind of pressure we get here.
Tommy Townsend second in the league, averaging 55 a kick. just hangs that way up. Nothing for Jalen Dart to do to make the fair catch. At the 21-yard line. So 45 seconds, no timeouts, and Brady back on the field.
So nobody ever does what I think I would do in this situation, which is throw a Hail Mary.
Right now.
Yeah. Because in order to have a chance to win the game, you have to get it down in field goal range, make a field goal, convert the onside kick, which still doesn't put you in range, right? So my feeling is always, who are we kidding? We've got to hit one big play, and while we still have time to run down the field and spike the ball, whatever.
So a first down from 20, you would do just as far as you could. Interesting. Because this takes 18 seconds. Paid off.
Because there's more than this drive where you have to accomplish something.
Final 30 seconds. Brady launching deep, got hit for a flag downfield or a catch, and gets neither as Rashad Fenton is down there with 21 seconds to go. But he's got your idea in mind there. Just get down as far as you can, get something.
And let's be realistic. If they hit another play in the middle of the field there, it's basically over at that point. So, or a shot.
Or to your point, if you got PI, defensive pass interference right there,
I know
you
it's
can
gonna
come
do
out
that.
and try a field goal of 49 yards.
I do a lot of deep things in this game.
Too. But Mike Evans will start flipping it back to Rashad White, who got him as the 45 with 12 seconds remaining. But you know what? When we get to go to practices, one of the best practices on Fridays, the ones that throw in situational stuff like that, right?
Yeah, they all do that.
You wonder where are you coming up with these ideas?
They do. And they decide games.
Brady up to 366 yards passing.
I think I got Kansas City there.
Final 12.
You hear that?
Chiefs fans who are being heard from. White stays out of bounds there with 7 seconds to go.
Then Tampa Bay, but you hear the Chiefs. Whoa.
It'd be interesting to just hear them. This Buccaneers team.
Every time you go to the stadium,
the offense got a little more aggressive because of the game situation. Trying to find some rhythm. The tight end coming right there in the second half in a big hole. Underneath, being caught by Gage, pitch it back to Godwin, and that will do it. The Kansas City Chiefs come to the place where
the Kansas City Chiefs.
Patrick Mahomes has an outstanding game. It's the 5th time Tom Brady has scored 31 in a game and lost. There's Todd Bowles. All the respect he has for Andy Reid, the year he worked with him in Philadelphia in 2012. Chiefs are 3-1, the Bucs are 2-2. 41-31 Kansas City. The Sunday Night Football postgame is moments away. But first, these messages from your local NBC station.
Here in Tampa, cheering after that Super Bowl loss. How much was this tonight? How much was that on your mind?
Yeah, I mean, we wanted to win for sure. Not only for that, but just get our season back on track. Obviously, it's not a playoff win, so it doesn't mean that, but to come down here in this stadium and win a game, it was special.
You also told me that you thought coming into this game, this was the best defense in the league. How did you have so much success against them?
We had a great game plan. We got the ball in my hands fast. The O-line played their tail off. I want to say something else. They played their tail off. Run game, pass game. They accepted the challenge. There was some chatter about how they weren't going to be up to the challenge. They were ready for it. And when you can run the ball like that and they can protect like that, we'll be a hard team to beat.
We have seen you be a magician before. You had some magic tonight. I want you to walk me through that flip for a touchdown to Edwards-Helaire.
Well, I told Coach Reed I missed a wide open touchdown like the play before, so I owed a touchdown to the team. And they covered it well. I beat them around the corner. I made a little spin move, and I knew I was going to get him running, so I was getting caught a chance and made a great play.
So fun to watch. All right, well, congratulations.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you, Shaq Barrett, and call that the
All right, thank y'all for tuning in, man. I'm gonna go ahead and end stream.